I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
A nigga said, we saw the snitch video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
Oh, y'all. I'm the one that put the feds on brick bacon. I keep telling y'all niggas think I be playing.
Snitching? I'm not breaking the law. I'm not trying to get out of no trouble. That's what a snitch do. A snitch is telling to wiggle out of something. I'm just telling.
50 Cent has never been the type to bite his tongue, and now he's locked in on Charleston White with no mercy. An old video just resurfaced online and the internet is going wild over it. The footage shows a young Charleston on the stand straight up testifying against his own homeboy, and social media is dragging him like crazy. He didn't just throw shade, he threw his entire crew under the bus, and this wasn't some petty drama. It was a case with serious life or death consequences, and right on cue, 50 Cent jumped into the chaos with his trademark, unfiltered energy, calling it out for the world to see. But here's the wild part. Charleston isn't sweating it one bit. He's laughing, clowning, and brushing off everybody, calling him a snitch like it's nothing. He's even firing back at the critics, acting like testifying on his friend never happened. So now people are asking, did Charleston really rat out his boy? And what exactly is 50 Cent saying about it?
Doolittle is accused of down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and two other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991. Witnesses say Levy pounded on their windshield until the teens threw the jackets out the car window. Then Doolittle supposedly shot him in the back as Levy walked away.
Let's break this down. It all started when an old courtroom video from way back hit the internet. Footage of Charleston at just 16 years old, sitting on the stand under oath. In the clip, teenage Charleston is naming names like he's reading a grocery list. He put his friend Antoine Doolittle in the spotlight, laying out every detail about how things went south after they tried to jack some jackets and hats from a department store.
Look, you shot.
What did he do?
Michael Levy, a store worker, tried to stop them, but instead of dipping out, Charleston and his crew tossed the stolen goods out the window. That's when everything turned dark. Charleston testified that his friend Doolittle pulled out a weapon and took Michael out right there in 1991.
My Prince Charming. I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
And here's where the story twists. Charleston wasn't some innocent witness standing by. Nope. He admitted that he was the one who actually handed Doolittle the weapon before things popped off. So yeah, Antoine pulled the trigger, but Charleston set the stage. And when it came time to face the judge, he didn't hold back. He spilled it all on the stand, word for word, detail for detail. And instead of showing any guilt, Charleston later acted like it was comedy material. He laughed about it, saying, "Look shot," like the whole thing was some kind of joke. Fans are now stunned. How can he laugh off something that destroyed lives? And with 50 Cent stepping into the mix, this old courtroom drama just got blasted back into the spotlight like never before. But this wasn't some movie script. This was real life. And a man named Michael Levy lost everything in an instant. His death shattered his family, especially his wife, who was left heartbroken beyond words. They had only been married for 4 days. 4 days of love, and then her entire future was ripped away. What was supposed to be a lifetime together ended before it could even begin. And Charleston didn't just point the finger at Antoine Doolittle. He went full throttle and testified against 3 of his friends in total.
A victim, which was a Caucasian man by the name of Michael Levy. I was sentenced to 12 years under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law. My 3 co-defendants, all of them was tried as adults. They were 15 and older. I was 14. So I went into a boys' home that was co-ed with boys and girls. So I spent my entire youth, my entire teenage life from 14 to 21 in the boys' home. When I got out at 21, my record was sealed. So there's no record of me ever being in trouble for that.
That one courtroom appearance didn't just make waves, it sealed their fates forever. When the dust settled, Charleston himself was handed 12 years for his role in the tragedy. But here's the kicker. While Charleston did his time, he ended up walking out with a clean slate.
The snitch video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just 'cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
His record was completely sealed like the whole thing had been erased. Meanwhile, his crew was left drowning under the weight of their charges with no chance of wiping the slate clean. So when that old video of Charleston hit the internet again, it was like dropping a bomb in the middle of social media. The Snitch label stuck to him instantly, and people dragged him from every angle. That clip spread faster than wildfire, and the backlash was brutal. But Charleston, he didn't flinch for a second. He hopped online cool as ice, laughing, joking, acting like none of it touched him. He even mocked the hate, bragging that the drama wasn't stopping his bag or slowing his grind.
You think they gonna stop booking me? You think they gonna stop interviewing me? You think people gonna stop? Nah, you still gonna be poor, and I'm still gonna be rich and famous. What? Why you think I told? I don't give a damn. I ain't friends with nobody.
He joked he might even turn the whole case into comedy material for his stand-up sets. He stood tall, making it clear that he doesn't care about street codes or loyalty packs. I ain't friends with nobody, he said proudly, standing 10 toes down on his decision, and he doubled down. If he had to do it all over again, he claims he'd make the same choice without hesitation. Charleston's on a whole different wave. He's flipping the script on loyalty, even if it means turning on the very people he once rolled with. He's made it crystal clear, criminals and crooks don't get his loyalty. He's not about to rot in a cell just because somebody used to be his boy. That whole street code, Charleston says he's not rocking with it. To him, loyalty doesn't mean throwing your life away. In one explosive interview, Charleston laid it out raw. We all criminals and crooks, he said.
I hope it is. I want to snitch. I want to snitch. I want to tell. Whatever they call telling, snitching. I want to do it, and I want to make it cool to do it.
Then he completely flipped it. Oh, y'all, I'm the one that put the feds on. I'm a citizen now. I'm a police ninja.
I don't recommend doing 20 years for nobody. I don't recommend doing a life sentence for nobody. It's no honor amongst thieves. So why do I have to be honorable amongst thieves? Why? We all criminals and crooks.
And he said it with pride, loud, unapologetic, and deadly serious. He bragged about voting, working, and even joked about being the last one to drop his ballot off on election day. You damn right, I'm a police ninja, Charleston shouted. I'm grown, I'm 40. I can't be sitting in jail at 50 for nothing. And you could tell he meant every word from the bottom of his chest. Charleston isn't hiding his code. He's flat out saying he'd snitch on anybody if it keeps him out that cell, and he's not budging for nobody. Recently, whispers started spreading that Charleston might have been the reason Brick Baby ended up on the Fed's radar.
I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement friend.
Most people would duck and deny, but not Charleston. He went online and bragged about it. It all kicked off when Brick Baby dropped a wild video in Houston, flashing stacks of cash and talking reckless. He even went so far as to throw out a threat about putting a hit on Charleston, but Charleston wasn't about to let that ride. As soon as that clip hit the net, he claimed he picked up the phone and called the feds himself. Charleston brags that he's got direct lines to law enforcement. He knows exactly who to dial when things heat up. And wait, it gets even wilder. Word on the streets is Charleston might have even called the cops on Boozy. Yeah, last year the rumors started flying after Boozy allegedly threatened a Memphis show promoter who had Charleston booked for an event. Charleston never outright confirmed the call, but once social media caught wind, the dragging began instantly. Fans wasted no time slapping that rat label on him again. But Charleston, he didn't sweat it one bit.
Boosie, I'm gonna put your mother ass in jail. I'm a boy, you making threats to the promoter? I got a recorded phone conversation with witnesses on the phone saying the promoter is scared for his life, that he got to live in Baton Rouge, that Boosie go send them people to get you. He said he can't have the show because Boosie goes, I said, nigga, I just hired the police. The promoter scary ass nigga. Yeah, nigga. Boosie is a hoe, and I bet he don't want to get in that boxing ring.
He's been shouting it from the jump. He's not here to honor some old school street code. He's here to survive, protect himself, and move exactly how he wants. Still, the internet isn't cutting him any slack. There's one major reason folks are pressing him so hard. Charleston keeps claiming he's not a rat, but critics say that's straight up cap. Receipts are floating all over the place, and people are calling him the biggest hypocrite in the game. But Charleston? Oh, he stays ready with comebacks for every single shot fired. He swears up and down that he's not your average rat. According to him, it's all about intent. It's not clout chasing, not money grabbing, not revenge. That's why he rejects the label completely. In his mind, he's moving with a purpose. And here's the wild twist. Charleston insists his so-called snitching has a bigger mission. He claims he's out to flip the entire street mentality upside down. And believe it or not, he's actually been putting in work to back that talk. After serving his time, he came home and jumped headfirst into trying to make an impact in real life. Charleston has been popping up everywhere. Schools, juvenile halls, community centers, telling kids his wild story so they don't crash out the way he did.
Our black kids don't have no protection. You don't even have nobody standing in the gap for them and God. They just on their own.
Finding their way out here.
Homie, they listen. They have to go to jail and they have to die because it ain't nothing God can do with them. Why you think it's so many young people dying today? We ain't never seen this before. We ain't never seen young. They have to because it ain't nothing God can do with these hearts of young people because of the fruit that they come from. The seed and the fruit is all the same. Sit your down. Some of these little ain't never had a hug from Big Mama. They grandmama said, I'm too young to be a goddamn grandmama. Call me mama. Don't call me grandmama. Grandmama don't even want to be young. Don't even want to be called grandmama.
My real
So you can't just go up and lay your head on the chip. Boy, what the f you want? Well, I'm ticking you got kid. I'll be happy your mama come get you. They being rejected like straight off. Get away from her. Get. Nobody's hugging and nurturing and breathing life into these little black motherfuckers, homie.
But he didn't stop at just speeches. He went a step further and helped launch a program called HYPE, built to mentor teens who are on the edge of sliding into gangs or even worse situations. He's been trying to steer them towards something real, giving them a chance at a better future.
I want to teach and train young boys what snitching is, what telling is, and I want to create a Boy Scout organization. These start telling in school. They the who raise their hand and say, teacher, can I take names, and tell you who talking when you leave the class. They the ones in the hallway writing down names in middle school, dropping notes to the principal, to the kids with the bloodshot red eyes that look like they on pills. So they can be law-abiding citizens and great neighborhood watch crime people. We need to train this. We train killers and gangsters. So we need to train some confident, snitching, tatter-telling young man that ain't scared to tell on now, mother, and teach them how to fight too. So if you fuck with them by telling, they'll kick your ass. Yeah, we need some strong snitches.
And here's the jaw dropper. Charleston even floated the idea of starting a full-on snitching program for teens. His vision, give kids a way out of dangerous situations by encouraging them to flip the script and walk away from the streets completely. But not everybody's clapping for him. A lot of people can't look past his messy methods. His message might sound like change, but the way he delivers it keeps people heated. And Charleston knows it. He admits it'll take a long time before folks really understand where he's coming from. One person who's definitely not rocking with him is G.E. Da Kid. G.I. didn't hold back. He went off online saying, can't beef with no dude that's been ratting since the 90s. He a throwback rat. That line cut deep, loaded with old school venom, and it instantly turned into a beef that's only been snowballing. Of course, Charleston wasn't staying quiet. He clapped back on Instagram hard, saying, I see G.I. Da King got smoke in his chest, after G.I. allegedly sent him a DM calling him a rat. But then Charleston really crossed the line. He posted, may his son rest in peace and the slayer be forgiven by God and live a long life of redemption. Remember how your son died?
Hold on, I'm gonna call my son. You got to go to the graveyard to see your son. say, look, this is what my kids give me for Father's Day. Gilly, say Gilly, cash money backup singer. Say, cash money backup singer. I'm sorry, backup dancer.
The internet was floored. That shot from Charleston wasn't just cold, it was ice. And here's what made it sting even more. He pulled it straight from the author profile of his own children's book, I Am Woke Seed. It wasn't just a comment, it was a fully loaded message designed to cut deep. And Charleston wasn't finished. He doubled down with a video paired with a caption that read, you still talking street after they unlive Junior. I'm disappointed in you, sir. In the video, he went completely off the rails, mocking the death of GY's son with zero remorse. He flat out said, you got a dead son, leaving the internet in shock all over again. And you talking about snitching? Pow! That dude shot your son in the head, boy. Unalive, pal! Charleston said it with no hesitation, dragging Gia's deepest pain into the spotlight. He even mocked the tragedy by impersonating Gi and Wallow mourning together, crying out, "Oh, my son got ended." It was beyond brutal, heartless words that left the internet frozen in shock. People couldn't believe Charleston really went there. The pain in those words was raw, and instead of cooling down, he pressed even harder. He sneered, "You was crying, now you talking about snitching. You right, I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why your son got unalive." Charleston said it loud, clear, and without an ounce of shame. "Let's be real," Charleston snapped, all because Gi dared to call him a rat. He tries to act unbothered, but his spiraling rage showed that the label hit a nerve deep down. And while this meltdown was playing out, where was 50 Cent? Watching from the sidelines, probably with that trademark smirk on his face, because if there's one thing we know about 50, it's that he never goes easy on snitches. He's made a career out of calling them out, dragging names left and right, and clowning them without mercy. Just look at how he's been coming at Big Meech lately, accusing him of ratting and roasting him nonstop on social media. No mercy, no filter, no backing down. That's always been 50's playbook.
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a drug dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
So when Charleston started buzzing heavy in the middle of all this, you already know he couldn't resist diving straight into the drama. He popped up on the Danza Project and wasted no time throwing his 2 cents into the fire. When it came to the beef between 50 Cent and Big Meech, Charleston brushed it off as nonsense. He said straight up, it doesn't even make sense for them to be at odds. In Charleston's eyes, 50's got the upper hand in every single way. So, according to him, this ain't beef, it's bullying. And Charleston went bold, flat out calling 50 a bully right to his face.
50 bullying Meech because Meech ain't no internet nigga. 50 is an internet. One thing I know about street niggas, they ain't finna play with that title.
But here's the shocking twist. 50 didn't bite back, no savage clapback, no wild trolling, none of the chaotic antics he's known for. For once, 50 kept it cool, letting Charleston's shade float without giving it the usual firestorm response. Instead of clapping back, 50 simply dropped a promo for his new show on Instagram and kept it pushing. And the way it looked, he might have even agreed with Charleston's take. For once, there was no back and forth, no smoke-filled firestorm. Charleston somehow slid right past the flames this time, and 50 had his sights set on roasting somebody else. But don't get it twisted. Charleston's far from safe. He's still out here stirring the pot, shaking the table, and living up to his title as the king of internet chaos. The streets are locked in heavy, watching his every move, and they're not giving him 1 inch of space to breathe. Charleston swears he's on a mission to spark change, but let's be real, just because he talks about fixing the community doesn't mean he switched up how he moves. He's still wild, reckless, and unapologetic every time he touches a camera or a mic. But here's the question. Do you really think Charleston White is serious about helping the community, or is this all just clout chasing and chaos for the views? Drop your take down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your people, and smash that notification bell so you never miss the next messy update. Catch you in the next one.